Hey guys, Dr. Nelson here from Advocate Wellness, where we are here to support you and your family in your health and education and liberate you so that you can live a happy, healthy family life. Today we're talking about coronavirus. This is it's getting big. It's everywhere. If you haven't been on Facebook, which you probably have been, about everything's been about coronavirus, and there's a lot of things floating around, a lot of information. I just want to clarify some of those things. Some people are starting to panic a little bit, and there's reason for some concern. Okay, so I'm not going to pretend that this is nothing, but I want to educate you guys, because the more we know about something, the more we can understand it, the less reason there is to fear it. Concern, maybe. Being careful with it, absolutely. But being in a state of fear or a state of panic is simply not necessary. And so I want to share a couple tips with you guys on, share a little bit of information first, and then share a couple of tips of things that you guys can do to be able to take care of yourselves, take care of your family, and not just push through this, but push beyond this to true family health. All right, so one of the first things I think we need to understand is who does the coronavirus affect the most, and then how does it spread, so that we can understand how to limit its spread. So it affects the elderly the most. And so this is something that we need to be careful of. Things like the flu, things like other respiratory illnesses tend to hit them pretty hard too. But this one, the coronavirus, can be a little tricky because you can be a carrier several days before you have symptoms. And so if you have elderly family members, you want to be really careful around them. All right. So it spreads through, mucus and spit and stuff like that comes out of your mouth, gets onto your hands, gets onto surfaces, and then gets to other people. All right. So that brings us kind of to the topic of masks. People are thinking, oh, should I wear a mask if I don't have the virus yet? No. Please leave the mask for people who need them. Well, who needs them? Let's talk about that. Because it spreads onto surfaces and then you touch it with your hands and you pick it up that way, if you don't have the virus yet, the mask won't protect you. And it's actually taking the mask away from people who do need it. Well, who needs it? The people who have it already. Why? Because remember, it comes out in saliva and particles, like when you're breathing, when you're sneezing, coughing, that sort of thing. And then it gets onto the surfaces. So that's why people who have the virus wear the mask, so that it can keep it in and keep it from spreading. All right. So should you wear the mask? No. If you're around people, please wash your hands. All right. We're going to get into the top 3 things that you can do. The number one thing that you can do is wash your hands. All right. We saw this with the polio epidemic and with almost every kind of public health outbreak. If you wash your hands with hot water and soap, and you make sure and scrub them for at least 20 seconds. There's so many funny videos out there on Facebook for what songs you can sing, or little ditties or rhymes, or things that you can say while you're washing your hands to make sure that you're washing them adequately. If hot water and soap aren't available, go ahead and use hand sanitizer. Make sure and scrub it. Okay, that's going to help mechanically degrade the proteins. All right, now wash your surfaces, because remember, this stuff gets onto surfaces. Wash doorknobs, desks, counters, tables, places where kids play. Because if you have kids, spit gets everywhere. It just kind of does. Snot, spit, right? It gets everywhere. So clean it up, wipe it up, soap and water, some kind of sanitizer towel. Lysol will work well. All right, and the third thing you can do is boost your immunity. Now, there are several different ways to do this. One of the ways to do it is to stop intaking sugar, dyes, processed foods. These are not a treatment for the virus, okay? I want to be clear here. My doctorate is in chiropractic. I'm not an infectious disease doctor. What I am is a wellness and immunity doctor, and that's what I help people do. So talking about boosting your immune system so that you're more able to deal with it naturally with your own health. All right. So get your vitamins. Vitamin A is indicated as being very helpful for different viral diseases. It helps boost your immunity. For short periods of time, you can take higher doses of vitamin A. Over long periods of time, that would be detrimental. So we're talking double, triple, out to, if you have an infection, you can take up to 10 times the RDA for a short period of time, that being, a couple of weeks, and I wouldn't say any longer than a month, to be able to raise your immunity and be able to get over things faster, to build your own system up. Vitamin C has been shown to be very, very helpful. Make sure you're getting good sources, and not getting orange juice that is supposed to have vitamin C in it but doesn't have any fiber. And so what you're really getting is a high dose of sugar, which is very much more inflammatory than the vitamin C can offset. So not all sources of vitamin C are to be trusted. Get yourself some vitamin D. Guys, I'm here in DFW right now. It's gonna rain a lot for the next several days, so getting out and getting sunshine might be difficult. Other options, you can take oral vitamin D, and this can be very helpful. Also, you can get a UV lamp, and those are pretty cheap. You can get them for like $15, $20, and you only need about 30 minutes in front of one to get your body to naturally build vitamin D. So you can get it from outside sources, or you can get it from UV, from a lamp, or from sunshine. All right, those are your 3 tips for today. I'm gonna recap here. So the coronavirus is going to affect the elderly the most, so we want to be careful around them. And even though we might not be super largely affected, we want to keep the spread down so that the people who are immunocompromised, people who are already ill and are elderly, aren't affected as much, and that the cases come in on slower. It's called flattening the curve. Okay, so we want to spread out how long it takes for everybody to get it. All right, we want to make sure we're understanding how it spreads. It spreads in droplet, in aerosol form, really through spit, snot, and those sorts of things. And the things that you can do is to wash your hands, to wash them after you touch your face, wash them before and after if you want to shake hands with somebody, wash them often. All right. You can wash surfaces. You can clean surfaces with disinfectants, with soap and water, hand sanitizer for your hands when you need them. And then lastly, boost your own immunity by cutting out processed foods, including green leafy vegetables, taking vitamins A, C, and D, and so raising your immunity naturally. My name is Dr. Nelson. If you're interested in an immunity pack that we put together specifically for this time for you guys, please feel free to text or call my number at 817-308-4837, or email advocatewellnesstx@gmail.com and ask about our immunity pack that we can make available to you to help make sure that we don't just push through this, we push beyond this to healthy, happy family life. Dr. Nelson with Advocate Wellness, thank you so much.